Yo, it's your boy D Nash, and you know who I'm with, Lenny B. You know we gonna talk that talk. We gonna get through that. One.
That part. How you feeling this afternoon, God?
And I'm alright. You know, it's been a long time coming with me and you, man.
Yes, I think last time we seen each other was All-Star Weekend. Jay Prince.
Yeah. I presented Jay Prince with a picture, right?
Yes, some nice artwork too. Yeah.
You know, I talked amongst the biggest gangsters that day, right?
No question, without a doubt.
Know,
dead ass, like people can't even get close to Jay Prince, and we was all in the middle with the crew next to him, man, close enough to touch the man.
I mean, you know, but it's because I have good relationships, right? And so I got a big homie named Easy, one of the biggest, you know, from the low end. He did time with Larry Hoover, got a heck of a story, but a great family man and a great all-around man. And his access became my access through our brotherhood. And so when I tell you I've been in vehicles with just me and Jay Prince, in old school Hummers in Houston. I've been at the ranch. I prayed on the ranch, and Jay Prince, he tapped me on my shoulder one day and he was like, AD, he said, look at this land. And it's a ranch in one of his ranches in Houston. He like, this used to be slave property. He say it's over 1,000 acres. He say now, white men work for me on this land.
1,000 acres, that's a motherfucker. For one slave, it used to be slave property, a plantation.
Yeah.
1,000 acres. People don't realize how big 1,000 acres is.
Yeah. And it's just a beautiful thing, man, when you have the great relationships, man. And God, Allah has just really been blessing me with, you know, clearing my path for anyone and anything that's not good for me. And just allowing me to have a voice. And not just a voice that's willing to hold myself accountable, but also hold the village accountable, hold our leadership accountable, hold our entertainers and athletes accountable. Because we all are in this. It's God, family, friends, and the village. And we got to start back looking at each other and our community as a village. You'll rarely hear me say you guys, or I always say we, because no matter what, I'm a part of it. If we are feeling as black men, I'm feeling as a black man. If our community is dying from gun violence that we inflict on ourselves, I am dying. If kids are losing their life and they're losing all their potential to the ignorance and all that, then I am losing. See, far too long we've been, if it ain't my household, if it ain't my family or my loved ones, then it don't affect me. But the crazy part about it is we so connected. As big as Chicago is, as big as the world is, we so connected. And I swear to God, every time we have a murder in Chicago, I look down my timeline and it's somebody I know or care about. And you know, the quote unquote ops from my little brothers or my people I care about, the next generations are growing up. But then I look, damn, I know the mother, I know the father, or somebody I cared about the individual that's laying on the ground dead. So it affects me, because when you're a real friend, you care when your friend hurt. So that's why I have to promote peace on both sides. You know, I've been on both sides, Lenny. You know, I'm my affiliation, where we at? We on 35th and State.
That's what I was going to ask you next before we get too deep into it. Where are you from?
I'm from 35th and State, but I'm from Chicago, so I call myself a unicorn, right? Because I'm from a lot of different parts and a lot of different pieces that play inside of me that make me the man that I am, right? So I grew up, part of my life I grew up in Gary, Indiana. I was born and raised in Bronzeville. So 43rd State to the lake. My father, that's my father's side of the family. My mother grew up down there. She took me to Gary, Indiana when I was 5 years old. So from 5 to 10, I was in Gary, Indiana. I have a grandmother in Gary, Indiana. Been on the same block, 16th and Rhode Island, for about 60 years, or maybe even more now. So I have Gary in me. So then I have High Park in me. I went to Kosminski. But I also grew up a little bit on 119th and Mayberry. But then I've been out west on in Rockwell
So you everywhere.
for literally since 1999. You would think I'm a traveler out west.
But does that give you like ability to stomp on any grounds? Because
Yeah, see, it makes you well-rounded. See, I don't go with the south side, the best side. I don't go with the east side, the best side. I don't go with none of that, bro. I'm from Chicago. I have people in all parts of the city that I care about dearly, you know. Over east, Bump J, you know, Goon Squad. Man, I love Bump to life.
You said, not to cut you off, but you mentioned something that I did want to touch on, because not to be rude or nothing, you were born 70s, 80-ish. It had to be something like
1978.
that. So, and you say I heard the hundreds in there, and I've been thinking a lot about Yummy Sandiford.
Yeah.
Were you around like him around that time?
Nah,
when you were growing up?
I was in the area, but I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I never been around Yummy. Of course, I knew the story. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you when that happened?
When did the Yummy story happen?
I want to say 90. I'm not 100%
90.
sure. I want to say 90 on the head, because I think he was 12 or 10.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but if it was 90, I was only 12 years old. I'm born in 78.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, wherever you were, do you remember where you were when that happened?
I was in Chicago, not specifically where I was, but I remember the story because it was so tragic. You know, learning that, you know, he was so young, and then he ended up, I remember that they were searching for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember him getting found, I believe it was under a viaduct or something.
Yeah, it was under a
And
viaduct.
he was shot, and I was like, damn. That was the part that impacted me, like, you know, like, damn, man, they caught Shorty.
I just know me as a kid, I don't remember how old I was. I remember I was young, and it was a lot of other traumatic things going on, but
Yeah.
to hear about that and hear he was young like me,
Yeah.
it just made me realize how real death was. Like,
Yeah,
it could happen
no
to me
doubt.
too.
No doubt.
And then like you say, every week somebody's dying in our city.
Yeah.
So it's like it's constantly over and over and over reminding not just us at our grown age, but these kids. It's 10-year-old kids who got social media. They're living on the same social media that we are.
Right.
And it's like the same thing that you're digesting at your age, they are digesting it, but they can't receive it the same way you can because they don't have a mature mind as you.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's like, Pound, get your child. Where's your child? It's like we allowing them to just experience these things without teaching them about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no guidance in it. They just getting exposed to it without like telling them like, well, you know, rap is not reality. Well, you know, this is not reality. So it's making it be like this is their reality.
Yeah, I like what you just did. I never thought about it like that, because I always think from my perspective, my age, I can plan ahead or whatever. Certain kids can only live for the moment.
Yeah.
And if they are living in those moments where it's constantly this, constantly that,
Yeah.
and then the rap music is everywhere now.
Yeah.
And all that they're hearing from rap is disrespect to women, disrespect yourself, disrespect somebody who look like you.
Switches.
Switch, yeah. These are like lasers.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, bro, our music is a reflection of who we are. We not a people that can ingest anything and it don't affect our body and our community, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are what you eat. As a man thinketh, so is he.
That part.
When you look at our music, Marvin Gaye, all those types of music, that was a time of our struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now our community is a reflection of saying fuck the police the last 30 years. And so it then digressed. And so, you know, we rewarding a lot of trash behavior in our community right now. There's no balance. So we had Public Enemy when we had NWA.
Mm-hmm.
We had, you know, and I don't think enough good kids get enough exposure. Like,
I wanna go to what you just said, the Public Enemy and NWA thing, because to me, from what I can see at my adult age, that was a setup in a sense, because you did have Public Enemy and you did have NWA, but the powers that be pushed NWA. Right. They pushed niggas with attitude versus fight the power.
Yeah, because it's a lot of power in us unifying. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money there, for one, because of our spending power. So back when Public Enemy was getting pushed, remember we was wearing the medallions?
Yeah.
We was wearing the big clock for
Queen Latifah,
Queen Latifah and all those things. So we were really honing in our black dollar. That was a big effect too. That we were spending with each other. Then we had clothing labels. We had FUBU. We had
the Nietzsche, John Blaze, Echo.
What's the black guy? I'm looking at him. Jesus Christ, man.
Dapper Dan?
No. He was younger. He was younger than Dapper Dan. Did we say him already?
I don't know.
But anyway, Cross Color U.
Oh yeah.
I
forgot about Cross Color U. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't. We had our black dollar was circulating, and we was getting power, and the information and the messaging was loving ourselves, and that we was kings and queens. And even though, you know, we needed that NWA because it was.
Because we that too.
Yeah, we that too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So what I don't like is we don't have a balance. Like when I came home, we was calling ourselves savages, and now we're demons. We're savages and demons.
When you came home, what do you mean?
When I came home from incarceration.
How long were you gone for?
I was gone 8 years.
Damn.
And
that's a long time.
And so from the age of 26 to 34, I was gone. So from 05 to 2013, I was gone. So that was really the transition in Chicago.
Damn, that definitely was.
That was the transition. So that was the transition. The projects where we at right now, Stateway Gardens, all that was being taken.
It was.
And then the schools was being closed. And then now you have a people who don't have conflict resolution. Mm-hmm. And every housing project had their own elementary school and their own high school that they went to. So those interrelationship conflicts, they could be stamped out. Because you always had big homies, you always had people that cared about each other. You always had family structure. Like, no, man, I grew up with his father. I grew up with his mother.
It ain't that serious.
It's not that serious. But when you take away the projects, you take away a centralization, and you disperse these people all throughout the community, now you have project people bringing project mentalities to blocks. Mm-hmm. And really, it was a lot of over east. They took them over east, so you saw a lot of conflict. That's when the young man got beat with the stick out in the hundreds. I think it was at Finger High School.
I remember that.
Yeah, so a lot
was on tape too.
Yeah, a lot of those things were happening because it was by design. So now they take the projects. Now you don't have a lot of conflict resolution. Now you take away the schools. We already impoverished people. And so now
you're right though. To me, it was by design.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we perpetuate that same design. You know that this isn't the right thing to do. Not just the calling another black man an op. I'm talking about down to spending your money. You know you shouldn't be at the store every week, month buying Jordans, buying this pork, buying this cheese and meat, shit like that. I got on whatever. I ain't gonna say what I got on, but I got on something too. Yeah. And wasting money too. So we all. That's why I say we all are perpetuating the same BS.
We all a part of the problem, and that's the whole thing. I was part of the problem, so I'm obligated to be part of the solution.
That part.
For me, it's not a question of what I'm gonna do. It's I got to do something. It's like it's just an obligation, man. I done shot at the police. I didn't. Man, it's people that's not here about the things that me and my homies done. It's a lot of hurt that came with us doing the street thing. Even to this day, like right now.
Do you feel guilty to the? Is it? I'm sorry. Let me reword this. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the wave that you're on or the angle that you're going in life is due to guilt?
It's not. Nah. It's just it's due to one, maturing as a man, getting to an age where I age out of BS. Mm-hmm. I'm 45 now, so you know, and that's why I pray over the Dirks. I prayed over the FBG Ducks and both sides, because I understood that, man, what you would get into it about another man with at 16, 17, 18, 19, you're not going to get into it with him at 25, 30, 40.
But that's where the trick part comes in there, because we serving ourselves up to death, jail, and all that, so we can't pass the most valuable thing back. We think the most valuable thing is the dollar.
No,
the most valuable thing is the time and the knowledge.
Yes.
Because with the knowledge, you can capitalize off this time that you got.
Exactly. So, you know, just think, right? I'm 45, and I lost a friend some months ago, Casper, one of the best of us. Casper.
He just did the movie, wasn't it?
No. Casper is the Depot Customs. He was real close with Dirk.
He knew a few of my older homies.
Yeah, he one of the best of us, and he died. You know, protecting a black woman and aiding and assisting her, walking her to a car, get into it, and he ends up shooting and killing one person, and they killed each other.
So wait. You say what? So somebody was beating up a woman or something?
Well, it was a situation that happened, and a young lady was touched. And around us, you know, we pride ourselves in, you know, a woman don't get touched, a woman don't get abused or nothing around us, unless she want to, not abused, but she don't get touched
aggressively the way she like.
And so we pride ourselves around, you know, just being the life of the parties, and we eat good, drink good, and talk plenty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we live. I call our generation of the BDs the greatest show on earth. And so somehow it happened. He ended up walking her out, or walking a young lady out. Some words were said, shots was fired. The person that killed him, he killed them, and that was that.
Who shot first, though?
I ain't gonna go into that.
Yes, sir.
But it was a tragedy on both sides, because both of them was loved.
Yeah, two black men lost over some. It seems foolish.
I stay out of the judgment part of it. I just know the end result was two men were taken away from their families and loved ones, and it's a tragedy. Just like right now, yesterday, a young man by the name of Lil Dude was taken away from us, and I'm looking at my timeline once again, and I'm seeing people I know and care about. They love him, and I'm like, damn, and it just made me feel like we are so connected, man. We need to get this together. Because at the end of the day, we are all losing. Murder ain't nothing to laugh about. I'm never, it's no junket matter when you talk about somebody dying. The loss of life.
That go back to the lack of knowledge and lack of information. Because if at 15, I'm going bullheaded towards the bullshit, so anybody who's watching me, they gonna go bullheaded towards the bullshit too.
But these aren't young men. I believe he might have been about 30, 35.
But that's where I'm going with it, though. Like, okay, at 15, you'll spark something that can never be finished. Like, you'll kill somebody because you feel like, okay, I'm a street nigga, or whatever the case may be. But then now this lingers on until you're 35. And if you don't have the knowledge from somebody older at 35 telling you, hey, young brother, at 15, you ain't got to do that. You can resolve it a different way.
You know what?
Now you spark this whole situation.
You know what's the sad thing, man? Nipsey Hussle said it best, man. And he was talking about, you know, his affiliation in the culture in LA. And one of the things he said is, when you go on the hunt and your quote unquote ops or your enemies, you go walk past a nerd or somebody you feel like a schoolboy. You go walk past another race. You go see somebody that look like you, and that's who you go get out and you go shoot and you go do whatever you gonna do, right? but in all essence, you hunting yourself. And so when I've gotten on both sides, I'm seeing the post about little dude and how much he took care of the guys that was in jail. You know, he took care about anybody he loved. The guys could call him. But I see that on the other side too. I see that exact same young man that people care about on the other side too. Because when I talk to FBG Doug, when I talk to a lot of the young men that we've lost, they was doing the same thing. Taking care of each other, loving on their kids. And then if you go on their pages, they loving on their mamas, they loving on their kids, they loving on their quote unquote bros. And I'm like, damn, man, overall, Chicago is some really great young men.
Facts, I agree.
I'm talking about on all sides. These young men are the best of us.
But how do we get back to the core of that instead of it steady spiraling out of control?
Because when you see a young man like you see on the ground, shot or stood over like a dog, and that goes viral, and then all the ops is taunting them and laughing, just like when Princess and Sessanif were murdered, or any of this, talking about and smoking on the dead ops. What you expect gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? It has to be a maturity, and it has to be a level of saying, we lost, y'all lost. Man, we don't want to lose no more. I'm not saying be kumbaya, but what I'm saying is if y'all stay over there and we stay over here, we getting money, y'all getting money. Hey man, let's live and let live, man. Happy people do happy people things. Miserable people do miserable people things. Hurt people hurt people.
Let me give you a scenario, right? Okay, let's say you're a young homie, 17 years old. He's eager to impress you. He want to show you I'm with the bullshit or whatever image he got of you in his head. So now he does something outlandish. He does something that's just totally bogus. Are you willing to push him up for the sacrifice? This is your little homie. This is your son, maybe, 17. He ain't following dad's rules. He want to be the super street nigga. He go out here and he kill a little baby. What you doing in that case?
I'm gonna wash my hands with my child. Like, just say for instance, if I didn't try to guide you, at some point you go get to the point where you're not gonna listen, right? So my dad did me like this, right? It came to a point I was 17, going on 18, and he was like, 2 kings can't run a castle, and he put me out. I never had been back in my dad's house. And whatever I decided in the streets was my own decision, right? I didn't bring it to my dad's house. He never had to go through anything about me being in the streets. At some point, you got to say, hey, if them are your decisions, you got to live with them. And that's just what it is. You got to live with your decisions.
Do you
and I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I had to sit down my brother, my personal little brother, and say, hey man, look, clean some of the stuff up you're doing, right? Because I have kids, I have a family, I have things that I want to live for. I'm not gonna keep on letting you pull me back into the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, my life is activism, my life is peace, my life. I can't allow even my homies to keep on pulling me back into the BS. One thing you know about me, I'm gonna say something good at your funeral. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say you go give up your child. You know, I'm not the one that's just until I'm faced with a situation like that, it's hard. But what I would do is wash my hands with them. Like, look, you constantly doing this, that, and the third, pound, get your child. It's a place for you. Definitely they don't stop making beds in jail. And if they 17, now you're an adult. They about to charge you as an adult. So now you got to live with those those decisions. Hopefully, I never allow him to get like that, or I never allow her to get like that. Hopefully, I've done my part and I've then gave them enough wisdom, knowledge, and understanding going back to the wisdom that they don't have to live that life. You feel what I'm saying?
To me, that sounds like accountability. You said you'll wash your hands with them. You like you said, you wouldn't give them up, but you'll wash your hands with them. That sounds in a way accountability, but at the same time, it also sounds like you kind of stepping away from accountability a little bit, because if he's wrong, so to me, this is how I see it.
Let's have a conversation.
Yes, sir, no question. This is how I see. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm going out my way to make sure you live, I know how I live, and I know I didn't put this in your face.
Right.
You want to jump in this water yourself. I told you all these 17 years, how many days I gave you the game.
Yep.
You chose to go this route. Now it's a 3-year-old girl sitting in the park. You choose to hop out and shoot, and this 3-year-old girl lose her life.
Right.
Me washing my hands with you, it sounds like, okay, I'm just letting you slide in a sense. I'm not holding you up.
I'm not. First of all, you can't come around my house.
That part.
I'm not about to assist you in running. None of that. You got to live with that. When you get caught, now we gonna have a conversation. Cause now I know one thing about God, right? God will take you to a place where all you need is Him and God, right? Mm-hmm. All you got is Him and God. I know when that cell door closed, reality go set in on your butt, right? So now you gonna be willing to hear what I had to say. It's gonna be too late though, cause if you get caught in the right for a situation like that, your decision and damn it cost you your life, right? Right?
Yeah.
So now, I thank God that you ain't dead. I'm definitely gonna put money on your books. I'm definitely gonna be there for you. But at the end of the day, you got to live. You got to eat the whole cake. You baked it. You put the icing on it. Now you got to eat the cake.
Do you see other parents in our city? Majority, I ain't saying 90%, a little bit over 50%. You see the majority of parents in our city doing that with their kids when they do wrong?
I feel like it's a lot of immaturity in my age group. So a lot of them still with the BS. A lot of parents and a lot of these, older people in our community can't say nothing against the violence because they aid and abetting it. They right there with the shit. They secretly being with the shit. They in the house with these kids. You can't tell me that people don't know where their kids are, what their kids doing. It ain't like we live in mansions. They in the same room. They in the next room. You hearing it. You seeing, in some cases, you seeing the guns come in and out of your home. In some cases, you on the Instagram with them. You seeing what they doing. They show their whole life on Instagram. So, at one point, with me speaking out in protesting, I was like, no, don't show the graduation picture when your son get murdered. Show him with folks now. show the picture you just liked 15 minutes ago before he left your house and got killed.
Man, the one you liked.
The one you liked.
And you knew.
And you
it
knew
was
it.
bogus.
And you knew it.
The one you liked. Whole time that was heavy right there.
Because can't none of them say I didn't tell them. That go for all of them. That go for every side. That go for King Yella. That go for Bay Zoo. All of them. Every one of them that I've been around. Dirk, everybody. Hey man, let's get this together.
And what's crazy, the names that you mentioning, I see a lot of achievements in that, but it's street achievements.
But I also see a lot of other achievements. But at the end of the day, it's like, we need to get this together for the next generation, man. We done lost us. We done took so many losses, but what you seeing is a mental health crisis in our community.
That part, you got to where I was going.
You see a mental health crisis in our community, man. We ain't had therapy. That young man that shot, that man for hitting his mom, everybody is so gun-ho. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Man, it's a tragedy that a 14-year-old even had to do something like this. That's a tragedy. And he's gonna need some type of counseling and therapy.
It's a fucked up. It's on so many levels because the world we living in Chicago.
They glorifying.
Yeah, they bragging.
They glorifying. This is what you do, and he was supposed to protect his mom. Don't get it messed up.
Yeah, no question.
I just hate that we done created a culture where a young man has to protect his mom from a black man.
That part. Why is this black man even arguing with this woman?
How did our community digress to so much that a black man is belittling and arguing with a black woman to the point where you done got physical and literally punched her like she was just a man on the streets? And what environment have we created to make this our norm?
You saying it right, we.
That
go back to that accountability.
Yes,
you liking them, you saw that boy with that gun, but you like that. But see, I've noticed in our community, we do glorify the jails. We do glorify the murderers. We glorify the lowest points of life.
Man, the trash behavior, bro.
We glorify all that shit.
And then at the end of the day, it's like, while we glorifying that man got hit, I done seen all types of shit that say he went in for a burger and got his wings.
Yeah, I seen.
So you see all these memes, but at the end of the day, he got some people that ain't trying to hear what Shorty and them talking about and want they lick back. Yeah, see, because in every murder, there's another side to it. Whether it's justified or not, people still are hurt by their people not being here. That's why I don't play with death. I don't play with killing. I don't play with murder. There's nothing to laugh about. Every time you think you talking, yeah, Shorty them some hitters, yeah, Shorty them killed this. Well, on the other side of that, you slapping the people in their face. What up? Hey, now, cut the music down. So look, I'm gonna give y'all a treat, right? I'm gonna give y'all a treat. This man right here, and he don't really do cameras, right? One of my coolest homies right now, right? Cool, mutual respect, right? GDBD from right here, right? Then shot at each other. We done lost a lot. Projects got took away, but we still here. And then I'm 45. You what?
41.
41. Younger than me, right? And we at ages now, we done aged out a lot of the BS. And we realized how stupid we was. No, we did, because at the end of the day, when we was getting all that money, when we was doing all that, if we could have kept peace. Because now we got peace. Now we talking about we each other cousins and loved ones. Now we done got back to the family.
Yeah,
we couldn't do that when we had the buildings.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We was hunting each other. We go back to that. He was a person, I saw some of myself. Me and this man, I'm gonna go, we said we was gonna talk to you, right? It's crazy. I used to have the music.
You good whenever. We on.
So Tez, right?
Right.
So, you know, it was like a time where he was a hitter. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I was on our side. And we both had the night shift, right? So the funny thing is, we both had the night shift. So my night shift was from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to 6 in the morning, right? So by about 3:30, 4 o'clock, ain't nobody out but me and him. So at some point, they started getting as much money as us. But before they started getting much money as us, we had the D line, we had the dope line, the heroin line before they buildings got them, right? But all the heroin customers had to walk past his building. He ain't letting that money get past. The boy is robbing every customer. All I hear is, pew, they taking off. They back towards the expressway, right? Man, we wanted to get his butt so bad, man. He is messing with all the customers, man. And long story short, right? We done done it all. Shot at each other. You know, it's a lot of casualties, a lot of blood on each side.
At what point did y'all get to the maturity where y'all can say, okay, I can shake this man's hand?
Well, it was always a mutual respect, right?
So I hear you, but shooting at each other is trying to kill each other.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There wasn't no question.
So at what point would you say, like, okay, I know it couldn't have been like a mutual thing at the exact same point.
Nah,
okay,
it wasn't. But what it was the buildings started getting taken, right? So now everybody trying to find somewhere to go. And then everybody like, we stateway, right? Mm-hmm. We stateway. And we was searching. And sometimes I believe God can take you to the lowest points in your life.
Facts.
Where you only have each other. So at one point, stateway only had stateway.
Right.
Cause the world wasn't trying to accept stateway coming to their blocks like that. You know, you had people that had a few good relationships outside of stateway, but for the most part, stateway only always had stateway. And so then time heals a lot.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Reality kicked in.
that part.
Okay.
Reality kicked in on both sides.
Like what we doing?
Like, for real. Because it's like, no matter what, like, you used to try to kill me, I used to try to kill you, but the man up above would not let
it happen.
So once reality set in amongst us, we looking like, I don't even know what the hell I'm shooting at this man for.
And it all stems from generations. That's another thing. It was some stuff that when the Dale Vikings flipped BD and the older and they generation flipped GD. Then it was a bunch of stuff about women that we ain't know nothing about. And you know, all this
It was the blind leading the blind, man.
Exactly.
And no matter how you look at it.
And at some point, you know, we just wanted peace, man. We wanted better. We started having kids. We wanted our kids to grow up. And we just wanted better. And it go back to what we said earlier. You age out. So now we done got to older ages. Testosterone going down. You know what I'm saying? With the old bulls, the young bulls that turned into the old bulls. And we like, man. So now we, the generation that's looking at the youngsters like, y'all messing the game up. But our generation before us, our daddies and them and grandparents and them was looking at us as the generation that was messing it up. So we done just got to them ages, man, where we just really want the best for each other, man. We want to live and let live. I want him to see his kids grow up and have, and in some cases, he 41, they damn near knocking on grandparents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's 23.
Yeah, so, you know, man, and then it's like,
what's one thing that each one of y'all would tell y'all 15, 16-year-old self? Right, from the point of view you got right now. Well, maybe not 15, 16.
Yeah, a little older.
When you was the deepest you was in the streets.
Me, myself, I had a lot of anger, but it wasn't with nobody. It was with self, with family, my family. Wow. Me being deprived of not having an auntie or uncle or cousin. He could tell you, man, known me since I was knee high. He can't tell you an auntie, uncle, or cousin. So that used to bother me. Once I found out, like, no matter, because I ain't got no family, I still know right from wrong.
Right.
So I stopped doing wrong and started doing right. Now look at me now. I could come sit with this man right here. Yeah. I could shake his hand. We could see each other somewhere.
And look out for each other.
He could have a gun on him and tell me, Charlie, if you need it, you could come get it.
Yeah.
If we'd have did this back then, come on, man.
Man, we'd have been
the strongest in the city of Chicago. Because when we come together, it's nobody can do nothing like we can do together.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, so, you know, what I would tell myself is, it ain't as bad as it seems, man. Man, let it go. Shit, let it go, man. Like, it ain't what you thinking. Cause a lot of times it was just a lot of immaturity, man. We lost a lot of good men down here due to immaturity. It was a lot of young men that had a lot of power that didn't understand what to do with it. A lot of ego, a lot of pride, and a lot of miscommunication.
A lot of miscommunication.
You know, because a lot of times, like I said, we was hunting ourselves on that side. me and him love guns, right? So every morning, right before the sun to come up, or as the sun coming up, we'll meet each other. He done robbed all the customers all night. We done met each other in the middle of the field, or I done called over there, Tez, what you got over there? He, boom! If he got a bigger gun that day or I got a bigger gun, I'll boom, put that little shit up. You playing over there. And every morning, this is how we greet each other. Right. And it was a mutual respect.
What age was y'all then?
Man, we was late teens.
17, 18.
Yeah, he was I was a little older than him. I'm 4 years older than him, so I was 20, 21, 19. I remember being at the P driving y'all in my dad's Ford Explorer, driving y'all. And then the crazy part is I was neutral for a long time, right? I messed with them. And then all of a sudden, one time they like, man, your ass over there with the BDs, man. Hey man, you gonna have to make a choice. And Juicy, my favorite cousin in the whole wide world, may he rest in peace, which was these two were so cool, to the point when he got murdered, he did something that most didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, man, and for all we so much more, man. We all fall short of God's example to the world, and we all fall short of grace and mercy, you know what I'm saying, that we need from God. But at the end of the day, man, when you live, you got a chance to make it right. When you go in that dirt, ain't no more chances. You die as who you are.
Hey, can I say this? That same cousin, is the reason why I changed my life.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he was one, when you met Juicy, man, you met my older cousin, man, he was a glue down here. Born and raised in Stateway Guards and cared about everybody, man. Even the other side, man, he was just one of them beans, man. And he got killed on 56 in Michigan like 2 months before I was due to come home, man.
Damn.
And
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's a lot of hurt and pain, man, and we ain't had no therapy for it. Like he said, he was hurting others because he was hurt from his life. I'm hurting others because I'm hurt. What would you say you've done to conquer the hurt? Or have you conquered the hurt?
I did. I put my life more about my kids than anything. It's not about a GD-BD with me. It's about growth, being an adult, being accountable for my actions.
That part. You said your oldest is 23. Would you say that they're in the streets, he or she?
No.
Hey man, if you've been in the streets and your kid is in the streets, you failed.
You failed.
That part. You failed.
I have the best kids. Like, they ain't out here doing none of this. My boys don't even stay in the city of Chicago.
That part.
So he took this tragedy and turned it into a triumph.
That part.
You know, and that's just what it is, man. It's crazy that how this just happened. You know, every interview I always bring everybody down here because I'm loyal to the soil, right? I'm loyal to 35th. I take 35th everywhere I go. When you see me put on them suits, when you see me articulate and intelligent, when you see me jumping out of airplanes, when you see me walking from Chicago to the White House, all those things is because I was loved and raised by the village. I had some beautiful women in my life. I had some men that cared about me. You know, and at this point, man, we just want to live and let live, man. I don't want nothing to happen to him. He don't want nothing to happen to me, man. When he wrong, the whole village get on him. Right. When I'm wrong, the whole village get, like, we don't amen each other BS. That's another thing. Like, we come together.
Do y'all see that happening nowadays? Like, can we check the shorties when they wrong?
I mean,
ours.
Yeah, ours, right here. But you got to think, man. When you getting 40, 30, 20, 10, $1 million for the wrong behavior, what an older dude that ain't equivalent to your bankroll go do for you? You got to be special to have 20, 30 million dollars and allow a person that's not on your level financially to give you words of wisdom.
I think that come from the upbringing, because the way we treat in our society, we put more value on the dollar than anything, when the dollar isn't the most valuable
thing. And it
thing.
didn't used to be like that. See, we was growing up, they didn't care how much money we had. You was gonna listen.
You hear me?
You was gonna listen.
Ain't no big eyes on the
so it was like, And really, the Chiefs probably had the less money.
Facts.
But they had the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and they taught you something. And they didn't want you to crash out. They'll see you crashing out like, hell no, no way. Or they'll see something in you and tell you, shorty, this ain't even for you. Go to the basketball court. That was the other thing.
I heard you say something earlier about Vaughn and Duck and all them.
Yeah.
Did you try to get them together?
I talked to, not Vaughn, I talked to Zoo about certain things. And I had talked to Duck especially when he made that song. What was the song he did? Like a unity song?
The Chicago Legends or something.
Chicago
like that.
Legends. And you got to think, FBG Duck was on in Stateway.
Yeah.
SBG Duck, Mama Sheena was running around here.
I know. Whole time I'm related to them. Duck and them was his grandma is my auntie.
So there you have it.
So yeah, they from
so
down
Sheena,
here. Yeah.
Sheena will tell you. She know me as D-Boy. She be like, D-Boy gave me a rose on Valentine's Day. I used to pass out roses. See, I was a triple threat. You know, we keep them pistols, we got that money, but we love the women.
Threat.
Hell yeah, you got to be a triple threat. And so, you know, because there's very few people can get money and play with that pistol and have women around. It's very few. Because a lot of people players, they say they players, but they really ain't. Really ain't. They really ain't no players. So, yeah, I tried to get it together, man. And like
what's a player, big dog? I'm talking to D, but
me?
Both of y'all really, but D first.
A player is a man that can take what he dish out.
Right.
If you run around here and you acting like you acting like you this Casanova, you this ladies man, but you love everything. You can't love everything, bro. And then you say you a player and you try to jug at my woman, but then when your woman, and your woman go though. Just know that. See, my woman ain't going. Your woman go. You gonna be mad. Cause hey, I done had a lot of them situations. Hey.
And that's not keeping it P, as they say.
I'm still going through those situations.
Hey, man, look. Hey, one thing about me and him, see, in the projects, if you had got the night shift, that 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m., that's all the creeping time. I knew everybody business. I knew everybody. I knew who everybody was creeping with, who everybody was knocking off. You ain't never heard D-Boy say nothing about it. Ain't gonna say nothing about it. I keep it player. I keep it player. I ain't telling.
We waiting on our turn. Soon he mess up, cause she outside at 3, 4 in the morning on our shift.
Hey man.
So
something gonna happen.
And what's crazy though, that dude start a lot of beefs with niggas be mad.
It's been a lot, bro.
About the female situation. But to me, that go back to the accountability. If you knew she wasn't right, you seen the sign. Man, why is you trying to cover up if you knew she wasn't right?
Even a lot of what's going on now, you see the young ladies, man, it's a lot of people being hurt behind young women. Our women got to tap into their femininity again, bro. Like, you got to understand that you can't beat a man. Like, my lady, man, any woman that come around me, I immediately tell them, you can be a lady. Like, I don't like no tough, I don't even like a woman that know more about the streets than me. I don't even want no conversation. First of all, I'm going downtown. We on the lakefront. We away from all this.
I'm trying to tell you.
We not even around this. So why do I want to talk about something I'm trying to get away from? I'm trying to get away from the streets. I done been in the projects all day. I done had the pistol on me. I done sold all the heroin. We was doing 30,000 a day in heroin sales. We had a brand like Nike. Dog face, check it out.
So I want to say something to that though, and that go back to I'm gonna keep saying accountability, right? When we brag on things like that, that's some kid watching his interview saying, okay, damn, that's a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing, and I only speak my truth. This is matter of fact. This is not for motivational purposes. This is just my life, and you gonna see it.
Had to do.
Yeah, you gonna see it because I'm in that time. Like I said, we was the greatest show on earth. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pop my ish because I can. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to glorify the life.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think at time we need to draw the line and let the kids understand.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to, hey man, That's why they used to have parental advisory on CDs. It got to be a teachable moment.
That part. That's what it's for. And like you say, it is, yo, because at time, that's what I mean by we are both sides. Because at times, I play the music, and I be like, because it get me back in my mode. But I know it ain't right though.
I mean, look, we was the drug dealer generation, right? So we used to listen to Jeezy, Jay-Z,
yes, sir.
all the music that made you want to have the best girls, the best houses, the best cars, and the dopest women.
And that's what we strive for.
And that's what we were striving for. Now you got to look at the music. The music right now is switches, drug usage, and scamming. That's what it is. We are a reflection of our music.
So with that, and I agree. What's crazy is it's all a means to an end. Like how you glorify your truth when you was that age doing your thing. Like right now, I be like at battle with myself. Like I will promote the youngins, they music, because I look at it as a way for them to have an economic system.
Yeah.
There ain't no real money for the kids to
But
be
they
something.
need to have a teachable moment. They need to understand that you can't bring all your truth and realness to the lick. The music industry right now is the lick. Why is you bringing the streets to the lick?
That part. You're
bringing the streets to the lick.
That's the teachable
You
moment.
doing everything to leave your comfortable mansion and your millions of dollars, and then you cry about a jail cell. Shit, you did everything to get in one.
And you also letting the people know what your other people doing.
Yes.
Letting them know, okay, this is how you get us, for real.
Exactly. So that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bringing the lick to the music, and y'all being too real for a fake world, man. Just do music, man, and the most consumers of your music understand your demographic is white kids that live in the suburbs. They don't even know you.
I think Herb just said this on the BET Awards, like, they still young though. Shorty them ain't even 30 yet, I don't think.
No, they not.
No.
And it's like, what he said, not verbatim, but we was kids and we were just playing around with this game, expressing our life and all that shit.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's turned to a whole genre.
Yeah,
But they had no idea it was gonna be a genre.
Yeah.
But right
No
now,
doubt.
it seems like it's a slippery slope and it's slipping out of hand because our city, we run the narrative. We the ones who preaching the lingo and everybody picking up on it. So it's like now, it's a kid right now who, like Bomb, what Bomb was.
Yeah.
Bomb was a mass murderer, but he know how to talk slick on the mic.
Well, I ain't about
My
to say
bad. Let
that.
me apologize for that. Allegedly.
Hey,
Allegedly.
man. But what does it look like? You know what I'm saying? Is you a killer because everybody know you a killer? Or is you know, what does it look like? Because, you know, hey, man. All I'm gonna say is, man, it was a rap line said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me, man. So, hey, man, what does it look like? I just feel like a man is supposed to protect his family and his loved ones, man, and man, I'm Muslim, so, man, I'm peaceful right now, man, and I pray over everybody, all my friends, man, and that's just what it is.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir, no question.
The difference between today's world and how we was brought up, no matter what went on, deaths, shootings, we still managed to some way find peace.
Yeah.
That's what Shorty and them don't understand in today's world. So you gotta understand, just cause your homie got killed, don't mean you're supposed to go back and go kill. Cause see, you gotta ask yourself, what did he do to get killed though? Some people be doing, half of them be doing stuff to people, and then a person to catch them and get their lick back, and now it's like, forget what he did to this man mama or daughter. They just gonna ride for him. We didn't do that. When we was coming up, if you was bogus, the BDs or the GDs didn't ride with you. We put your ass out there. You got two choices. You shoot somebody, mama, daddy, child, you got two choices. Either pull a trigger on yourself or turn yourself in. They ain't got that type of loyalty amongst themselves, man. And that's what's really messing up the world now. That's what's making guys our age really fall back now. Because if you gonna go shoot somebody mama, you don't care about me.
Yeah, I never seen a time in our community or in our city where women, children, and elders not safe.
Huh.
Like, this the worst time. I've never seen it where we don't have anybody can get it. We really demons and savages. And you got to be careful with, one, what you answer to, the name if somebody call you that, as soon as you answer to it, that's your name. And then two, what you call yourself, because you gonna have to live up to it. So if you calling yourself a demon, they gonna see if you demonic. The world go test you, the universe go really test you in that. If you saying you a savage, that means anybody can get it. And what you see right now, you see a lot of demonic and a lot of savage.